Imagine this. You spend thousands of dollars, fly across the world to a foreign country to meet the love of your life, only for them to look you dead in the eye and say they are 0% sure they want to marry you. Oh, and to top it all off, you catch them actively inviting other girls to their country on dating apps. How would you react? Today, we are unpacking one of the most toxic, chaotic, and jaw-dropping breakups in 90 Day Fiancé history, Emma and Ziad. This story has everything: lies, dating app scandals, culture clashes, and a plot twist at the end that you will not see coming. Stick around until the very end, because I'm going to break down who the real villain of this relationship actually is. And trust me, the answer might surprise you. Grab your snacks, let's get into it. Right off the bat, the story kicks off with a massive argument. The reason? Emma catches Ziad still active on dating apps. And guys, you have to hear his excuse. Ziad literally defends himself by saying, "Well, we met on a dating app, so it's normal. Why wouldn't I welcome girls to Morocco?"
Are you kidding me? You are in a committed relationship. Your girlfriend just flew across the globe to see you, and you are acting like being a tour guide for other women on Tinder is a full-time job. But Emma, being the hopeless romantic she is, kind of brushes past this. Shortly after, she meets Ziad's friends. She is glowing. She tells them how they had an instant connection and how Ziad was calling her his wife within 10 minutes of chatting online. She thinks this is a huge step forward. But viewers, this was just the calm before the absolute storm.
Things take a dark turn when they go out for a walk in the Medina. Ziad suddenly has a huge problem with Emma's outfit. Emma is visibly frustrated and says, "I asked you a million questions before I got here. I asked if I could wear whatever I want, and you said yes." Ziad's response is the definition of gaslighting. He says, "Yeah, you can wear what you want, just not everywhere."
This is the classic long-distance relationship trap. Communication is key. Ziad had months to tell her about the cultural expectations and dress codes in specific areas, but he waited until she was literally walking down the street to make her feel bad about it. From this point on, the respect is just gone. They start calling each other liars. Ziad calls Emma disrespectful for snapping at him, and Emma is still fuming about the dating apps. The foundation of their relationship is completely crumbling right in front of our eyes. Now we reach the most heartbreaking and shocking part of the story. They sit down to talk, and Emma point blank asks him, "On a scale from 0 to 100, how much do you love me?" Ziad looks at her and casually drops 70%. When she asks if he wants to get engaged, he says he is 0% sure. Emma breaks down. She is crying, saying she wasted money she doesn't even have just to be strung along. But wait, here comes the ultimate plot twist. Ziad flips the script. He exposes that Emma lied to him. Apparently, Emma was in Morocco previously, trying to get engaged to a different Moroccan man. And the drama doesn't stop there. Ziad formally breaks up with her. Emma dramatically throws away the promise ring he gave her. She goes back to her hotel, feeling completely defeated. But then she gets a text message from a guy named Mohammed. Mohammed texts her saying, "You came to Morocco for someone else, not me. I am not your plan B." Did you catch that? Emma had a backup guy. She was juggling multiple men in Morocco. And when things failed with Ziad, her plan B completely ditched her too. So, with both of her Moroccan romances down the drain, Emma decides to pack her bags and fly back to the US. But before she leaves, she meets up with Ziad one last time. You would think there would be some closure, maybe a few tears or an apology. Emma asks him, "Did you ever love me before I came here?" Ziad, with zero emotion in his eyes, says, "Yeah, before you came here. But in reality,
It doesn't work. He just says, "Yep, that's all," and walks away. No hug, no tears. It is ice cold. Emma heads to the airport with her 3 bags, looking defeated, but saying she isn't giving up because she is a hopeless romantic and knows true love is out there. All right, let's unpack this. After watching this entire train wreck, we have to ask, who is the real villain here? First, let's look at Ziad. Ziad is a master manipulator. He love bombed Emma online, calling her his wife within minutes of meeting her, just to hook her in. But his actions didn't match his words. Keeping dating apps active and inviting other women over shows he was never serious. He used her for validation and maybe the show, but never intended to marry her. But we cannot let Emma off the hook. While it's easy to feel sorry for her crying over the ring, Emma was incredibly naive and, quite frankly, a bit deceptive. You cannot play the helpless victim card when you secretly have a plan B named Mohammed waiting in the wings. Emma wasn't deeply in love with Ziad. She was in love with the idea of getting married. She was so desperate for an engagement that she ignored massive red flags and flew across the world on a fantasy. Online dating is fine, but you need a reality check. The person you text for months can be a complete stranger in real life,